Hey, what's going on everybody? It's Travis here with JT Wealth, and in today's video we're going to talk about how you, a retail investor, can finally buy into IPOs before they hit the market. So let's get into it. Alright everybody, welcome back. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Friday. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you find some value in today's video. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, let us know how you liked the video in the comment section down below. Now yesterday I did have some comments about how I gave a bottoms up cheers without a drink. I apologize for that. There were some logistical supply chain problems on my end. Today I have for you a regular size and a tall boy Bud Light to make up for it. So that's my bad. Hopefully you guys will let that one slide. So let's talk about what today's video topics are going to be all about. Alright, so today's video is going to be about IPOs soon available for retail investors. Then we're going to talk about the Robinhood IPO coming out to its customers first, why that Robinhood IPO is confidential and what that means, and then we're going to talk about which platforms currently offer IPOs to retail investors and which are going to have them shortly. And of course, before we get into all of that, if you're here to see Julie, don't forget you can check her out Monday through Friday on the TipRanks channel. If you're looking for a new investment brokerage, check out the description down below where you can find links to M1, Webull, as well as BlockFi if you're looking to support a crypto habit. I know I do. And you can also find the link to our Patreon account where we're trying to grow and do some new things with that as well, bringing you guys more value. So hopefully you try those out and let us know what you think. Now let's get right into our first article of the day. And this comes from Reuters and it says, exclusive, Robinhood aims to allow users to buy into IPOs. Since Robinhood's inception, they've always said they were seeking to democratize trading for the retail investor. Now it looks that they're looking to democratize IPOs as well. If you don't know, an IPO is an initial public offering, and it's what happens when a company goes public on the market. Usually, only large hedge funds and banks are allowed to invest in these hedge funds early on and get those fantastic prices. But now Robinhood, and another one that we're going to talk about soon, is kind of leveling the playing field and giving the retail investor an ability to buy into those fantastic early IPO prices. Currently, Robinhood users and other traders can't buy into a stock of a newly listed company until its shares start trading. The big funds that get allocations in the IPOs have an advantage there. It says the average first-day trading pop on a U.S. listing of businesses in 2020 was 36%. So Robinhood plans to carve out a chunk of its own shares when it does its IPO for its 13 million users. And although Robinhood's technology for its process in the IPO will be new, the concept of reserving shares for your own users is not. A company called Deliveroo Holdings, an Amazon Inc.-backed food delivery firm, announced its plans to do this same thing in London this month. The article then goes on to say that even more novel than Robinhood allowing its own users to buy into its IPO early is Robinhood seeking to make all IPOs available on the Robinhood platform to retail traders as a whole. And although the Robinhood deal isn't 100% finalized yet, and there's a lot to go through before they actually start trading their IPOs live, there is precedent for another company who is actually doing this right now, and we're going to get into that shortly. But I think the timing on this couldn't be better. Robinhood offering IPOs to retail investors is going to increase its value as it goes into its own IPO. So we're looking at a company who is projected to be worth almost $50 billion when it does finally IPO. And of course, Robinhood could use all the good news it can get after its issues with the meme stocks like GameStop and shutting down trading for some people. Now on Tuesday of this week, Robinhood announced it had confidentially filed paperwork with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for its own IPO. The offering could happen in coming weeks and value Robinhood at up to $50 billion. Robinhood's plans to let amateur traders buy into IPOs represent the latest attempt by Silicon Valley firms to disrupt the traditional IPO. I don't think it's any surprise that Robinhood and its followers are willing to antagonize Wall Street, and this is a firm example of just that. But large Wall Street fund giants aren't going to just take this news lightly. Big companies like BlackRock Inc. and State Street Corp. have argued that they are much better owners of companies than day traders on Robinhood. Shocker there, Wall Street has no faith in the retail investor. Alright, but what about that other company that I mentioned that's already doing just that, offering IPOs on its platform? Well, another article from Reuters says SoFi to allow members to buy into IPOs. This came out today, guys. March 26, SoFi will allow its customers to invest in IPOs of companies, an investment opportunity that has traditionally been reserved for large institutional investors. The move by SoFi comes a day after the same report that online brokerage Robinhood was building a platform to democratize IPOs, including its own, that would allow users of its trading app to snap up shares alongside Wall Street hedge funds. And if you go to the SoFi.com main page on the web, you will see all-in-one investing now with IPOs broadly written on the front page. So they are publicizing this fast. But on to some details about Robinhood's IPO and what exactly it means that they're filing confidentially. There was an article out by Quartz that said why Robinhood is keeping its IPO filing confidential. And then let's get into what a confidential filing really means. So, what is a confidential IPO filing? It says filing confidentially doesn't mean Robinhood's IPO is a secret, but it does give the company scope to withhold information longer than it would otherwise. This way, competitors like Charles Schwab and E-Trade may have to wait a few months longer to see some key financial details. And Robinhood employees will also have to wait to find out how much the company's executives are getting paid. And because some IPOs fail to get off the ground, if the company hasn't ever filed publicly before, that information will remain confidential. Also, with Robinhood doing a confidential IPO, it gives them more flexibility and time to work through their process. A standard IPO, you submit the paperwork, and once that train starts going, it's really hard to stop. But with a confidential one, you've got a lot more flexibility in how you want to present the company, which is a good thing because considering they just now opened this large, come get your IPOs here at Robinhood, that's going to open up a lot more revenue for them in the future. So it's going to increase their IPO valuation. And as I said earlier, the projected valuation for Robinhood right now is about $50 billion, whereas back in September it was about $20 billion, and as of January they were looking at about a $40 billion valuation. So the timeliness of this IPO couldn't be better. And of course, to finish it off, the two companies where you can look to purchase IPOs as a retail trader are, first up, SoFi, and here's that main page to their website I was telling you about. Big banner across the top, get in on the IPO action at IPO prices. All-in-one investing now with IPOs. So it seems like they may have beat Robinhood to the punch. But of course, you can't hold Robinhood out. Robinhood is now also seeking to offer IPOs for the retail investor, and I anticipate this should be out shortly. So that pretty much sums up today's video, guys. We talked about IPOs coming to retail investors. We briefly covered that Robinhood is going to offer its IPO to its users before the IPO shortly, so everybody should pay attention to your email. I'm sure a lot of people get Robinhood emails a lot and you're deleting them quickly because it's not all that important, but for the next month or so I would watch those Robinhood emails very closely for a hint at when you can get in on that Robinhood IPO. Then we discussed why the Robinhood IPO is confidential and which two platforms you can utilize to get in on the IPO trading as a retail investor, one sooner than the other, but hopefully both will be up and running here soon. So I know this is information for you to use in the future, not necessarily something you can use right now, but hopefully that future will be upon us shortly. Hopefully everybody found a little bit of value in today's video. If you did, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're super close to 100,000. We appreciate everything you guys are doing to help us get there. So thank you very much for that. And hopefully everybody found something that they enjoyed about today's video. I know the markets are down, everybody's a little bit concerned and nervous, but remember, we're buying the dips when we have the opportunity to, and we're not selling so we don't realize those losses, right guys? So all right, here's to everybody's success in a green market here in the near future, and bottoms up with a tall boy for making up for yesterday's faux pas.